Okay, right. Please be gentle with me. I've never done keynote speaking before. I don't even know what keynote means, really. Put it up, see? Amateur. Right, I feel like I need to put this into a little bit of context. This is a little bit different. Obviously, kudos to Richard doing something a little bit different that isn't technical and having a presenter come here and talk about something else. Richard has his habit of coming and seeing me quite regularly. Does anyone else feel that pain? Sorry, pleasure of Richard keep coming in. And all I did is I started waffling once when he was in my office, and he says, "You've got to talk about that at this event." So it's a bit egotistical. I'm going to tell you how to run a business in today's modern world, yeah? Especially with me looking so young, you know, and the whole room being full of leaders and inspiring people that probably do this well. So all I'm going to tell you is what I do, yeah? You can choose to agree, you can choose to not agree. I'm probably going to split the room, really, because sometimes as soon as you start talking about people and how important they are, some people in the room will think, oh, he's just soft, he's going all fluffy. Others in the room will be really with it and say, yeah, they're our greatest asset. But anyway, I'm waffling like that. It's a bit obvious, isn't it? It's simple. Lovely. So, discussion points. And I would actually quite like them to be discussion points. If you want to just stop me at any point and say, hey, you're talking bollocks, I'll have a conversation with you. Or you really agree with that, let's have a discussion point about it. So, one thing I did, first of all, when I didn't even agree to do this. Richard just put me on the agenda, actually. But anyway, when I agreed to do this, one thing I did is I kind of had a look for some quotes, and I just Googled, yeah, kind of cheating a bit, I just Googled inspirational quotes from business leaders. Do it yourself after this, of course, but yeah, do it yourself, and you'll find that all of those inspirational quotes, literally all of them, were people-centric. Those quotes about business, it was all about people. And I've just put a few bits up there. So your most important business asset, we're all talking about people strategy here, and then culture, mission, vision, and business values.
Yeah, sure.
That's so much better. Sorry, stay with me. There we go. So, here's one quote, which I loved. Treat employees like they make a difference, and they will. It's a very simple quote, most of the ones that I hear do. And what I'm talking about here is giving praise, giving confidence to people, giving support for them. If you can genuinely be there for them, they will genuinely be there for you. And as a leader, you is the team, the company, the organisation. People work better when they're cared. So treat them as if they make a difference. And it's an obvious thing to say about praise and confidence, but I still need to check myself. I think the biggest thing we forget in business leadership is to say thank you and to be positive. Yeah? Someone does something wrong, we'll jump on them, we'll do it. Someone does something right, it's just not elevated enough for me. Yeah? And I just love it. People say goodbye at the end of that. I say thank you for today. And it's just nice. Yeah? Thank you for coming in, thank you for what you've done. Thank you. It might have been shit, but I just said thank you for everything. Yeah? So, people are your most valuable asset. Only people can be made to appreciate and value. Stephen R. Covey. Not strictly true. I mean, you can increase things in value just by getting it signed by David Beckham or whatever. But the easier path, yeah, to increase your company's value is to increase the value of the individuals in it. Their training, their knowledge, their skills, and that kind of stuff. That's what makes your organisation bigger and better. You'll know this one. Clients do not come first. Employees come first. Take care of your employees, they take care of your clients. We've all seen that one. We've all seen that face and where he is. I don't know where the quote, the customer's always right, come from, but what a rubbish. How can a customer always be right? I mean, why are they employing proper experts to help them if they're always right? Of course, most of the time they're wrong, yeah? So your clients do not come first. You get your employees and you get them good and you get them tied in, so you get good knowledge, experience, all that kind of stuff. They're the ones that will drive it forward. The employees are the experts. Next one. To win in the marketplace means first win in the workplace. It's a CEO of Campbell's Soup. So winning in the workplace is about having your values lived by all employees, so you've got a happy, productive environment, which will kind of go on in there. So winning the marketplace is about winning in the workplace first. Everyone still with me? I haven't got many left, but this one's a big one, yeah? So, our mission statement is about treating people with respect and dignity. This is a real key. It's not just words. They live it. And it's expectations, which we're going to go on as well. A bit of a spoiler, that's an equation coming up. You cannot expect your employees to exceed expectations unless you don't exceed theirs. Yeah, it just kind of goes through that way. And exceeding employees' expectations is getting harder and harder. The youth of today are a little bit entitled, aren't they? And they want this and want that and that kind of stuff. You know, you've got to try and manage that, but I'll talk about that in a bit anyway. The generator will not work perfectly every time. Just trying to talk to the room without a comprehensive maintenance package in place. It looks beautiful on there, I don't know why it's going funny. But neither do people, yeah? We talk all the time, whatever your asset is, it needs to be maintained, it needs to be looked after on a regular basis. People will never need to be maintained and looked after on a regular basis. So, that's the quote out of the way. So, what's your most important business asset? Thank you.
You're good people.
And your bad ones, because it's how you deal with that and how you work with
You
that.
should have got rid of your bad ones.
Yes, absolutely. In order to keep your good ones, you have to get rid of your bad
If
ones.
you don't show the bad ones
Yeah.
up by example, the good ones will get pissed off.
Absolutely. I'm going to put these up because I'm coming on to that. Because they do, you're right. So, here's some things I put on there about consulting when it comes to people. You've got to learn and understand. This is about us, not you, if you like. I have a sign in my house and it quite simply says, I am because we are. Yeah? And you can interpret that any way you like. Yeah? So as a company, yeah, I am because we are. Yeah? So I'm happy, I'm productive, we are, that kind of stuff. It's a consultative approach. You go together through that. Retain is exactly what I'm talking about here. It's about retaining quality people. And in order to retain quality people, you have to deal with the bad ones. Yeah? And since I've been really sort of driving this and passionate about this, probably I've had more disciplinary procedures about not being in line with our culture and values than ever before. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an actual thing that happened that he hit someone or whatever. It's just that's not in line. And banter is a dangerous word. Yeah, it's a very dangerous word because when I had this conversation with someone, and I won't say what it is, but when I had this conversation with that, it was only banter. Like, no, it's completely out of line. You just don't know how it's being done. It's very dangerous. Yeah, and I like to have a laugh and a joke with people, and no problem. But it's really, you've got to look at, this is why I think vision and values and all that kind of stuff that I'm getting onto in the business are really important, because you can check yourself against them and say, is that in line? Is that where we're going? So, educate. Education is one of the biggest things to retain people and motivate people. Educate and motivate is a great thing. Attraction probably comes from your recruitment processes and that kind of stuff. If you've got a good working environment, people come anyway, yeah? People find, people talk, people know. And then to facilitate, make sure they've got the tools to do the job and support them in the way in which they do that. All good? And we're good for time. Got to give me another quick for this. The power of happiness. Now we all agree that happiness is a good thing, yeah? Even though there's not very many smiley faces in the room right now. But yeah, happiness is a good thing. It's proven. It will improve efficiency, it's better for commitment, loyalty, even innovation is better with happy people. Happy employees, happy customers, happy shareholders. Happiness is good, yeah? We got that. Okay, I have an equation. So I was speaking to Alison last night. She said, what is this equation? I said, I'm not going to tell you because I probably put it up way too much. Okay, this is the equation of happiness. Simple as this. When life is equal to or greater than expectation, you're happy. Simple. I didn't make that up. I got it off of the Diary CEO thing that I was listening to in the car once. Somebody said it and I thought it was brilliant. And the more you think about it, the more it kind of settles in there. Do you know that really annoying thing where people say money doesn't buy happiness, and you're like, yeah, well, I'd like to give it a go. But money would shift expectation, wouldn't it? Yeah, because you've got the money, you're expecting better, you're going to nicer hotels, you expect a different standard, and you end up being a bit grumpy in a better place than you were years ago or whatever, because your expectations shifted. So that's where it is. So if we're trying to make people happy in the workplace, we need to think about what expectation is. Do they have a clear job description? Do they know exactly what good looks like, bad looks like, all those kind of things? Can we manage that expectation to make sure that we deliver? And therefore they become happy because they know, and are they getting the praise and all those kind of things to show that's coming through. And by the way, you're not in complete control. I'm talking about people here, yeah? And they're human beings, and part of nature, that nature is chaos. People change, people develop. There is no fine art to working with people and dealing with people. It will always evolve, it will always change. It is that cheesy word, it's not a destination, it's a journey kind of thing to work with people. Yep. So, what have we done next? So now strategize on this. It's really easy to say, yeah, people are important, this is great, but you need to have a strategy with it, yeah? We probably all have a business strategy. This is what we're going to do with the business. This is how many we're going to produce. This is where we're going to go, that kind of stuff. But do you have an engagement strategy, a communication strategy, attraction, education, and a reward and recognition strategy? Remember, if you've got a strategy written down, then people know what to expect, expectations, all those kind of things help go through there. So I wrote a load of notes here, but I think they're pretty boring pretty much. So yeah, I'll move on. I can chat to you about them later if you want. So now I'm going to talk about vision and values and business values. You've probably all heard of it. Now I think, I've got this coming up, let me present it. Yeah, a vision and value is probably already there, even if you've not written it down in your business. There is a way in which you think, feel, do things. And that's the way it should start from, because it should be genuine. What else have I got here? A shared and true process. The key word there is true. It's not a marketing slogan. Yeah? You don't put your vision and values out. I mean, we kind of do, I'll show you that at the end, but you don't put it out there for the market. This is for your internal. This is what you're doing inside. You need to define and sense check. One of my favourite questions is why. I say it all the time. Everyone comes to just, as long as you can define why, yeah, then you're going to get to the right answer. So, a mission statement for me is where are you going? Not where you are, and that's sometimes where people get it wrong. What is your mission statement? Where do you want to get to as a business? Your vision statement is this is who we are and this is how we do it. And then your values, everything that you live by, and they have to be, basically the leadership team must have these values. If your company values are not held by the leadership team, you've got wrong people in the leadership team to get you there. Yeah? I talk about invisible reputation. I'm going to waffle on about ex-girlfriend now because it's coming. I had this ex-girlfriend once and she was a nightmare. Yeah, she used to lie all the time, but she was very good at lying, so I couldn't really prove it, but I knew it. And I used to talk to her about the underlying truth. I don't have to prove what I think and feel, because this is what I think and feel. And the reason I waffle on about that, if your leadership team are not living the values, really, they might better hide it in a slogan or a statement. Oh, I did this, I shook his hand the other day, I remembered his birthday, or whatever. But it has to be true, it has to be all the time. Because otherwise there's the underlying truth, where people think, yeah, it's just a lie, that, you know, they talk about it every now and it has to be lived. So, integrate them, put them into policies, procedures, that kind of stuff. Cultures and KPIs are really impossible, but you could have activities, tasks to get you to where you need to get to in the culture, to make sure you tick them off. So it's almost like tasks rather than KPIs through there. So this is what I've done, okay? This is our mission statement. And you know what, if you Google mission statement, it's really hard to find one that isn't cheesy and, you know, just feels a little bit fluffy. But the way I make this real, okay, and it's a little bit long, it doesn't matter, it's a mission statement, it's not going out there for marketing, I don't need it to be catchy or whatever, I just need to talk about it a lot. And at least quarterly, I will talk to the teams about certain things. Remember, this is a destination. This is where I want to go to. I want to be first choice, yeah? There's no point in targeting second choice or whatever. I want to be the first choice for what we do. And being trusted and having the right culture are the two things that are going to help get us there and where we need to head to, which aligns with our vision statement, which is be the most trusted provider of the stuff that we do, yeah? And then when I sit and talk to the teams, we brainstorm, what is trusted by your team, your department? What does that look like? How does that feel? And up on the wall, in there, you know, I just be trusted. I try to talk about trusted all the time, especially when we're working in a critical environment. Being trusted and genuinely trusted is where we're going to retain, and people want to work for a company that's nice and trusted and does the right thing and is good and all those kind of things. So it's a nice environment to be in. And then our values, pretty straightforward: respect and integrity, constant improvements, and profit and prosperity. Some people thought I was mad about profit and prosperity. You can't tell the customers we make money. Of course you can. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. Yeah? And the profit and prosperity thing is about being efficient, effective, and they're things we talk through anyway. I'm just showing you how I planned it through and when I went to. And I did say we don't use it for marketing. This is what I have started using for marketing. Anyone who follows our LinkedIn might have seen this little line on there: for trust in your power, trust your power. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's catchy. Hopefully you'll remember it, yeah? But it uses the word trust in the way in which we're marketing ourselves as well. So it's laced all the way through, from the mission, the vision, the values, to how we progress. And I think I'm done. Any questions? Should we just go get something to eat?